Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be finishing off the second part of Module 1 of the Practice Test 9 for the Digital SAT. We're going to start right away with question number 18 here. We have a landscaper uses a hose that puts 88x ounces of water in a bucket in 5y minutes. Which expression represents the number of ounces of water the hose puts in the bucket in 9y minutes at this rate? Okay, so if we have 5y is equal to 88x, as given by the word problem, we can now manipulate each side to get 9y, which is going to be achievable by multiplying both sides by 9 over 5. So we get 9y is equal to, use our calculator, and we have 9 times 88, which is 792 over 5x, and that is going to match up with answer choice D. Question 19. In the given system of equations, h is a constant. If the system has no solutions, what is the value of h? Okay, so if we're looking for a system with no solutions, we are going to set everything equal to one side, our y's and x's, so we have the form y equals mx plus b for both equations. So manipulating the first equation, we get 18y is equal to 4x minus 5, so y is equal to 4 over 18, or 2 over 9x minus 5 over 18. And then for the second equation, we get y is equal to 4 over hx plus 2 over h. Now, if the system has no solutions, this means our y-intercepts are different, and our x, or the coefficient in front of x, which is the slope, is going to be the same. So we know that 4 over 9, or sorry, 2 over 9 must equal 4 over h, looking at the slopes for each equation. So solving for h now, we get 2h is equal to 36, h is equal to 18. And now all we have to do is make sure that this value isn't the same for the y-intercept. So 2 over h, which is 2 over 18, is not equal to negative 5 over 18. So h is equal to 18 is our answer for this problem. Question 20. 13 is p% of 25. What is the value of p? Okay, so we have 13 is equal to 25 times p%. Well, p% is going to be equal to, sorry, not p%, we're going to say p. So 13 divided by 25 is going to be equal to p, and that's going to give us 0.52. But if it's p%, that means it's 0.52 as a percentage. So to get our percentage, we're going to multiply this by 100. And then we get our answer of 52%, which is equal to p%. Question 21, what is the smallest solution to the given equation? So I would say the easiest way to do this is multiply or raise both sides to the power of 2. So you get x minus 2 squared is equal to 3x plus 34. And then you distribute both sides, move everything to one side, so you get x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 3x plus 34. Then you get x squared, move the 3x to this side, minus 7x, move the 34 to this side, and minus 30. And now what you can do is factor. So I use the ABC method, or ACB method. You have negative 30 when you multiply A and C, and then when your B is negative 7, so you need two things that when multiplied add up to -7. So in this case, it's going to be -10 times 3. So x minus 10 and x plus 3. So your answers are going to be x is equal to 10 and x is equal to -3. It's asking for the smallest solution, so x equals -3 is going to be your smallest solution since that is less than -10. Question 22, function f is defined by b. F of x is equal to x plus 6 times x plus 5 plus x plus 1 or times x plus 1. Function g is defined by g of x is equal to f of x minus 1. The graph of y equals f of g, y is equal to g of x in the xy plane has x-intercepts a, 0, b, 0, and c, 0, where a, b, and c are distinct constants. What is the value of a plus b plus c? Well, first we need to make our g of x function. So we know g of x is going to be equal to everything in f of x minus 1. So plugging in x minus 1 for each x value, we have x minus 1 plus 6, which is going to be x plus 5. And then we have x minus 1 plus 5, which is going to be x plus 4. And then we have x minus 1 plus 1, which is going to be equal to x. Now, it's saying what's the value of a plus b plus c? Well, a, b, and c are all x-intercepts. So to find that, we're going to find our x-intercepts for this solution, which is given as such. So this is going to be a, this is going to be b, and this is going to be c. When we add all of these together, we're going to get -5 plus -4 plus 0, which is -9, which is answer choice B. Question 23. For x is greater than 0, the function f is defined as follows. F of x is equal to 201% of x. Which of the following could describe this function? So before you even look at any of these answer choices, you need to realize what the function actually is. F of x is equal to 201% of x. 201% as a number or a decimal is 2.01 times x. Now, looking at this, our x increases by the same amount every value of x we increase. So that defines a linear function, not an exponential one. So we can eliminate all the answer choices with exponential. And now, since 2 is positive, we can eliminate the decreasing since we know it's going to be increasing linear. Question 24 now. The function g is defined by g of x is equal to f of x plus 5. For what value of x does g of x reach its minimum? So let's look at our function up here. We're having to construct another function g of x now. So if we know g of x is equal to f of x plus 5, we're going to plug in x plus 5 for each value. So we have 4 times x plus 5 squared plus 64 times x plus 5 plus 262. And now we have 4 times x squared plus 10x plus 25 plus 64x plus, and use our calculator, 64 times 5, 320 plus 362. So now we have 4x squared plus 40x plus 100 plus 64x plus 320 plus 362. So we have 4x squared, and then all our x is 40x, and 64x, which is going to give us 104x, and then all our constants, 320 plus 362 is going to give us 682, plus 100, 782. Now, we set all of this equal to 0, and it's saying for what x value does g of x reach its minimum. But we don't even need to set this to 0. We can just say that this is the function of g of x, as we said previously. But to find the minimum value, we can use the known formula that we've used previously on other practice tests of negative b over 2a to find the x-coordinate of the vertex. And by doing this, we are going to be able to skip a tedious process otherwise that you would have to do to find this. So negative b is going to be negative 104 over 2a, which is 2 times 4. Now, negative 104 divided by 8 is going to give you negative 13, which is your answer. A. Okay. Question 25. 1 gallon of stain will cover 170 square feet of a surface. A yard has a total fence area of W square feet. Which equation represents the total amount of stain S in gallons needed to stain the fence in the yard twice? Okay, needed to stain this fence in the yard twice. So 1 gallon stain, so S is going to cover 170 square feet. So we know that we need to cover a total fence area of 2W, since we're covering the fence yard twice, and this is going to be equivalent to S times 170, since each stain that we use, 1 gallon of stain, which is represented by S, is going to cover 170 square feet of the yard. So now, solving for S, we get 2W over 170, so S is equal to W over 85. And that is answer choice D. Moving on to question 26. We have poll results shown in a table for 2 candidates. The table shows the results of a poll. A total of 803 voters were selected at random, were asked which candidate they would vote for in an upcoming election. According to the poll, if 6,424 people vote in the election, by how many votes would Angel Cruz be expected to win? Okay, so since only 803 people voted in this one, we're going to use this to find the ratio of votes Angel Cruz attained and then multiply it by the larger voter population size. So if we know there were a total amount of 803 voters, we're going to set that in the denominator and then set Angel Cruz's votes to the numerator, and then you divide both sides by 800, or divide the whole thing by 803. And you're going to get a value of 0.60149 ongoing, but just keep that value in your calculator and then multiply that value by the new population of 6,424. This is going to give you a new value of 3,864 when you multiply this value by 6,424. And that's equal to option C. Now, last question of the day, question 27. Right rectangular prism X is similar to right rectangular prism Y. The surface area of right rectangular prism X is 58 square centimeters, and the surface area of right rectangular prism Y is 1,420 or 1,450 centimeters squared. The volume of right rectangular prism Y is 1,250 cubic centimeters. What is the sum of the volumes in cubic centimeters of right rectangular prism X and right rectangular prism Y? So a little fact that you need to go into this problem knowing is that it's really a proportions question. So the surface area over the volume of each prism, since they're both the same prisms, is going to be equal to one another. So let's say this is the surface area for, what are we given? We're given the surface area for x. So surface area for x, the volume for x, the surface area for y, and the volume for y. So our surface area for x is equal to 58. The volume for x is 1,000. The surface area for x is actually unknown, but we know the surface area for y is 1,450, as given in the problem. Now we're also given the volume for prism y, which is 1,250, but we don't know the volume for x, so that's what we're looking for. And then we could sum the volumes of x and y. So now to do this, you can go about it two ways. You can simplify or rearrange. I'm going to simplify, so 1,450 divided by 1,250 is going to give you 1.16 is equal to 58 over Vx. Move Vx to the side and you get Vx is equal to, move the 1.16 to the other side, 58 over 1.16. So the volume of the X prism is going to be 50. So it's asking for the sum of the volumes. So we have 50 as the volume of X plus, given in the problem, 1,250 for the volume of Y, which is going to give you an answer of 1,300 for your answer. And we're going to leave it there for today. I hope this first module of the math helped improve your skills, and I hope to see you all in module 2 for the same practice test.